Good evening, everyone.
Nope, it didn't work.
What
we're unmuted. There we go. What is that? Hey, there we go. Everything worked. Professional Productions.
So it's live now, is it? Okay.
We're live, yeah. 20 things didn't go wrong just before we started. Don't worry.
Hell's bells.
Everything's fine, everyone.
Yes. Well, good evening, everyone. My name is Craig, and welcome to tonight's episode of Guildgates and Goblins, and the 8th episode of our Curse of Strahd campaign. So for announcements this week, as you can tell, we are absent Lockin, who was actually having technical difficulties 10 minutes before we were due to go live.
He is here, but...
Yeah. So, unfortunately, he couldn't play with us tonight. Other announcements as well from last week, you might remember that there will be no episode next week, so that's the 26th. There'll be no Curse of Strahd.
The 25th,
However,
but, you know.
Is it the 20th? Oh my goodness.
Oof.
Well,
Craig.
this is all falling apart tonight.
Yeah,
So
like, if you're looking for the best episode of the campaign, this ain't gonna be it.
Oh, jeez. Okay, so there'll be no episode of Curse of Strahd next week, the 25th, but we will be putting on another show. So it's the 3rd episode of our Yawning Portal campaign. So if you haven't seen that before, it's more of a traditional look at D&D, well, not a traditional look, but a traditional campaign of D&D, sort of a more dungeon delvey atmosphere and that sort of thing. And Connor DMs it, and I'm a player in it. And we recorded it this week, and it was a lot of fun, but it will still be live streamed, or the VOD will be streamed on Twitch.
Yeah, so I'm gonna upload the VOD to Twitch, and I'll play it live at the normal time, and it'll also go on my YouTube, so... There will be a show this time next Saturday. We won't be live, but we don't like chat anyway, so it'll be just like we're live. Someone in chat, however, right now, just said, can I find the previous ones on my channel? Yes. I will post the playlist in the chat in a second.
Yes, and for those of you listening on or watching on YouTube or listening, it'll be under a playlist on Merchant's YouTube channel, so you can check them out there.
Which is called Tales from the Yawning Portal.
Yes.
It's a spicy episode.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. Pretty fun one.
It's interesting.
Yes. But yeah, that's it for announcements from me. Everything seems to be holding together. Nothing's cut out, so let's get going.
Yeah.
Yet, yes. Last session, after clearing out the Wizard of Wine's vineyard of druids, the party were told by the owner of the brewery that himself and his family were members of a group known as the Keepers of the Feather, a hidden organization that opposes Strahd and assists those aligned against him. This group also has the power to change into human-raven hybrids, as demonstrated to the party, and they were gifted a powerful item, the holy symbol of Ravenkind. The party then began the journey back to Vallaki. However, along the way, they crossed paths with the vampire count, Strahd von Zarovich. Strahd first approached the party and questioned their past and who they were before being taken to Barovia. Following that, a variety of beasts and undead monsters appeared alongside them in the forest, and Strahd forced the party to fight. Eventually, when things began to look dire for the party, he called a halt to the battle, and the creatures backed off. Strahd took his leave in his carriage and left the party to bind their wounds. Eventually, the group did return to Vallaki, and during the night, they were approached by Rictavio, a local bard the party had come to know, who asked to speak to them in private. Once in his room, he removed his hat and revealed that he was in disguise, and that his real name was in fact Rupert Van Richten, a vampire hunter who had travelled from his home world to hunt and kill Strahd. He offered the party what advice he could before bidding them a good evening, and we now join the party the next morning within the Blue Water Inn, so you're all slowly coming awake. What would you like to do?
Eat breakfast,
Yes.
as always.
Okay. So you guys make your way down to the main area of the Blue Water Inn. Doesn't seem to be anyone else around apart from Damika, who you can see behind the bar, and she gives you a nod as you come down, and she's kind of familiar enough with the routine. You can see her bustle off into the kitchen to prepare some breakfast for you.
Good service. I like that.
Yeah, we didn't even have to say anything.
Sure, she's used to our antics by now.
Hey, okay, you were quiet yesterday. I didn't have a headache for once.
Yeah, well,
Hey.
I felt like you guys could probably, handle things without me, getting in your way.
Just about.
I mean, like, you're a woman of few words anyway, so.
I like it that way.
Well, looks like we don't have too many leads to follow. We got told, hey, go to the swamp. Or don't.
Or don't.
So, I feel like we should probably know more about it before we go there.
I agree.
Him
Not
telling
too
us-
enthused about going for tea. Like,
Yeah, I don't think
very-
we've got a choice, though.
Yeah,
It's the
I
only
got the
thing
feeling for that as well.
To be fair, despite us not maybe wanting to go there, we might be able to learn more, at least. As a mayor, he should know what's going on around here, you'd think. Right?
I don't know. It seems as if he's a little too deep into denial.
Well, maybe if we happen to do a favor for him, maybe he'll become more talkative.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
let's
he
not-
certainly seemed to get a little touchy when we suggested that it might not all be too great here. So
Sunshine and roses.
yeah, let's watch our words around him.
Probably for the best.
Short and sweet and to the point.
Hmm.
Gotcha.
I don't really want to piss off that Isaac guy.
Yeah.
No, he's a big lad.
Well, there are more of us, but I agree that getting into a brawl and no longer being welcome in this place would not be kind to our plans.
That too. Oddly enough, for some reason, Valaki seems to be the only safe place from Strahd, which is kind of weird, if you think about it.
Although he did smuggle those vampires in crates that we kind of accidentally let free.
I guess.
Yeah.
We
Well, they
killed
were
them
taken-
eventually, right?
Yeah.
We assume they were the same.
But
spawn.
like, it's just weird. Like, why would he have to smuggle shit like stuff in? Why can't he just let them in?
Well, we've seen the church stops stuff like that from entering. Maybe there's more.
Maybe vampires have to be invited in.
Into a city, though?
Can they
Does that
take an
count?
invitation if they're no longer sapient? Those things seemed little more than bestial at this point.
Yeah, I don't think they were full-blown vampires. They were more like monstrosities they made.
Mm.
Well, let's hope we never see them again.
Agreed.
I agree with that. Well,
All right.
what time is socially acceptable to go to someone's for tea?
Probably any time that's not dark, I imagine.
Why
I
am
mean,
I
like
asking
he
you
wanted
a
to
lot?
see. I mean, like he wanted tea. Not. I assume that's just a cover up for a deeper meaning.
Mm.
Well, now you got me very nervous.
You know those bards, they like their dramatics, right?
Yeah, they
So,
certainly do.
a flair for the drama.
All right, well, I guess we get ready and head over to the Barrens.
All right, chow down my breakfast.
Where is the Barrens?
I believe you guys kind of know enough where it is. It's on the sort of northern side of town, which is the more affluent area of Valaki, if it can be said to have one. The houses there are a little bit larger.
All right.
What did we have for breakfast?
Just some lovely, lovely oatmeal, which I'm
Gross.
sure you all prestidigitation to be whatever you bloody well wanted it to be.
Craig is gonna kill us, and it's
Craig
gonna
is
be
tired of
for
our nonsense.
it's gonna
It's-
be for prestidigitation.
It's going to be a giant oatmeal monster, is what it's going to be. Screw Strahd, like I'm bringing in the fucking oatmeal.
But we will make it taste delicious.
All right.
Okay, so heading to the Barrens. Okay, so
Mhm.
you guys head out into the streets of Valaki. And although it's still morning, you can see that people are up and about. They're kind of going about their business, going to whatever jobs they might hold in the town. Seems to be a small amount of activity. And you guys make your way north across this kind of chill morning until eventually, after passing several large houses, you come to the one that you would know as the Barrens Mansion. It's a 3-story structure, which has walls of plastered stone that display many scars where the plaster has fallen away from age and neglect. Drapes cover every window, and a large arched opening above the mansion's double entrance seems to guide you in. There is a garden around it, but the plants look withered and uncared for, as if they have given up on life itself. As you guys begin to make your way to the front door itself opens, and the familiar figure of Isaac steps out, and he looks at you all as he sees you approach, before he shuts the door behind himself and just walks past you all, scowling at you as he does.
Not the most courteous doorman.
I don't know if that would be the title I'd give him, but I understand what you're saying.
All right.
I knock on the door.
Yeah, I was gonna say roll up.
Okay, roll up. Okay, so you guys walk up to the door. So you give it a knock, Layson, and after a small amount of time, a young woman opens the door. She's thin with long brown hair and hollow-looking eyes. Her clothing is well-tailored but stiff and looks to be of that of a maid or a servant within the household. And she says, "Hello, can I help you?"
Is the Baron
Yeah.
around?
Yes, he's in at the moment. Is he expecting you?
He is.
And is he to meet with you, or?
Yeah, he wanted to have us over for a spot of tea.
All right, well, I'll see if he's available. Your names?
My name's Layson.
I will give them my name.
Okay, so you guys pass over your names, and the maid closes the door.
We give them our papers.
Yes. So the door closes for a time, and you guys are waiting outside for a minute, and then to kind of chill in the air until eventually the door opens once again, and the maid says, "Yes, he has a guest at the moment, but if you'd like to come inside, the lady of the house will entertain you until he is ready. If you'd like to step inside," and she kind of stands back from the doorway and invites you in.
I thank her and step in.
Okay. So you head into what would be the almost grand foyer of this structure. It's a wide staircase with a sculpted railing going up the right side of the building, and a long carpeted hall heads off in front of you. You can see there's several rooms and doors leading away from it at the far end as well. A strong odor of must and damp hangs in the air. Until the maid shuts the door behind you and says, "If you'll follow me, I'll take you to the dining room where the lady will meet you." And she kind of heads off further down the hallway.
I follow.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So she knocks at a door and then opens it and says, "My lady, the Baron has instructed you." And there's a sharp voice that calls from behind and says, "Quite rightly, Melissa. Please, get them inside." And you all kind of peer through the doorway, and you can see leads into what would be a room with a chandelier of wrought iron with wax candles fixed to it hanging above on the ceiling. There's a polished wooden dining table with a teapot and several china cups laid out on it. And around and at the heads of the table are 8 high-backed cushioned chairs, and a well-dressed middle-aged woman sits at the end of one of the tables, and her hair is tied up in a neat bun, and a almost pained smile creases her face as you enter in, and she says, "Yes, come on in. Yes, have a seat, some tea, perhaps."
Well, that's why we're here.
May I inspect the chairs? And as I do so,
I thought you were
I
saying
would
that out
say-
loud for a second.
No.
May I inspect?
as I do so, I would say, "What lovely chairs! Quite fine handiwork, if I do say so myself." Essentially, as a cover for me checking out the chairs.
What exactly are you checking out?
I want to see if there's like any parts that may be moving parts within the chair, such that I'm looking to see if it's booby trapped.
All right, okay, make an investigation check.
Baron booby trap. Go.
Oh, that's not terrible. What's my investigation? I got a 12 total.
There's a whoopee cushion. Oh no.
I sit down. Oh gosh.
Looking at the chair before you sit in it, there doesn't seem to be anything hidden, no mechanical devices or trap doors or anything like that underneath it. And as you should sit down, the Baroness says, "Why, thank you. Yes, they were made by a local carpenter for us. They certainly brighten up the room. Very nice, yes. Some tea, perhaps?"
I pull
I'll
up
have
to a
some
chair
tea.
and sit down.
Yes. Yeah. And she pours you from this small china teapot. This looks almost like brackish water. It's grey and seems to be warm. There's steam coming off it, and she hands them out to each of you. Do any of you drink them? Or are you going to fucking
I'll have a sip.
Okay.
And
I'll
prestidigitation-
smell it?
try it.
Okay. So
What
I
is
was
this?
gonna make it chilled and make it taste like apple juice.
okay. So all right. So for you, it's apple juice. For everyone else, it's quite bitter. It's drinkable, but
I don't drink it.
Okay. You don't.
Lokai's not a tea person.
Okay.
He's already bitter enough.
All right. For those of you who do drink it, it is quite bitter and quite poor, but it's what it is.
So who's the Baron meeting?
I don't know. He doesn't tell me his business, really. I try my best to stay out of it.
You're the lady of the house, and the Baron doesn't tell you anything?
I leave the running of the household to him. I just enjoy tea and enjoy the day.
There must be some sort of hobby you like to do here in Barovia and Valaki.
I sometimes have some of the locals around for a spot of tea, like yourselves. Have a nice morning.
Where'd
Maybe-
you grow the tea here? It's delicious.
I believe one of the locals grows it in his back garden.
It tastes like it.
Oh, well, thank you. I'll be sure to let him know.
Hmm.
Would you like some more?
Oh, I haven't finished mine yet.
No.
Do you know how long your husband might be with his business?
Could be hours.
Huh. And yet he wanted us here for a reason.
I don't
Do
know
you
his
know-
business. No.
Do you know why he might be looking for us?
Make a persuasion check.
Damn it. I was about to ask that too, and I have a
sorry,
much better persuasion.
I was gonna say Johnny
Got
should
him.
ask first. Oh, you should have really asked first. A 2.
A 2.
Wow.
No. As I
I'm
said,
-1.
his business is his own. I stay out of it.
I would have rolled a 28. God damn it.
I will cast message to Lokai and say, is there any reason why the Baron would want us not present for anything? I mean, he knows that we're gonna be here.
It'd come kind of not at a, you know what I mean, like uninvited time. Like we didn't really specify a time, so maybe he is busy. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe. Isaac told us to come.
I
Well,
don't think.
I'll say out loud to the party, do we just wait here? Or...
If please wait, he will surely be here shortly.
You said it could be hours. What aren't you telling us?
She just kind of laughs inanely. Doesn't feel like there's necessarily a cover up there, but it just feels
It's
like
just
she
Weird.
maybe a little. Well, yeah, maybe.
Do you and your husband get along?
Of course, the Baron and the Baroness must get along.
Do other people get along well with your husband in the town?
Yes, he's very well liked by the commoners. I'm sure you've seen that.
Do I believe her?
Make an insight check.
Does that make you jealous?
Maybe.
I was asking her, not you. but-
14? 14, actually.
You don't think she's lying. You think she believes what she is saying.
Okay.
How's the next festival coming along?
Yes, it should just be a matter of days. We're very excited for it. I assume you'll be in attendance.
Which one is it again?
The Festival of the Sun.
Oh, yeah, you're gonna burn the wicker thing. Huh.
Is there anything else that happens at this festival? We're not exactly from around here.
No, we shall burn the sun and enjoy its radiant glow and move on to the next one.
What's the one after that?
I don't know. It's the Baron always decides them. He's very creative.
Swear to God, this lady has Stockholm syndrome.
So at this
Right.
point that you see the door at the end of the dining room open and figure of the Baron, Vargas Valakovich, stands there. So he has kind of this long red cloak with a white fur decorating the shoulders of it. And he has kind of a thin, hawkish face, and his hair is thinning but long and down to his shoulders. And as he sees you all there, he claps his hands quite dramatically together and says, "Ah, you're here. Lovely.
Yes.
Have you been entertaining there, my dear?" And she just kind of smiles and laughs inanely. And the Baron says, Very good. Ah, tea. And he helps himself to a cup and seems to quite quickly down the drink before he takes a seat at the opposite head of the table, and he turns to you all and says, well, I am very glad you've answered my invitation, though a little later than I anticipated. I trust you've been kept busy.
Incredibly so.
Oh, yes.
Well, tell me, what have you been up to?
Oh, just seeing the sights, you know. We helped the brewery out with a problem, but mostly just taking in the sights.
Sights? What sights?
Well, Barovia. You know, looking around.
I see. You'd be much better off staying in the town. There's not much to be gained from traveling around. Stay inside and all will be well.
Well, we kept a shipment of wine coming. You have to admit that was at least a good thing for the town.
I suppose, yes. The wine does help the locals, and even myself, if I'm honest, have to get through the day.
I know that feeling. Well, what did you want to talk to us about?
I'm afraid it's a bit of a delicate matter. Can you be trusted?
Oh, delicate matters are Lokai's specialty.
Yes. I'm sure. Very well, then. There's another noblewoman who lives here. Fiona Wachter is her name. I believe that she has designs on my position. I, in fact, suspect Fiona to be an active conspirator against me and a servant of that devil.
Huh.
What makes you believe that?
Problem? How?
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, who wants to ask the question?
I would have just said, and you'd like us to solve this problem. How?
Well, it would be most useful if we could find some way of proving that she worships him. And that, well, I believe she worships more than just Strahd. We should say his name. No.
Do you mean worships more than Strahd?
Devil worship, you fool!
Well,
She must! She knows too much. But you must find proof of it. I'm unable to act on my suspicions. The town would erupt into riots.
Well, I'm
What?
quite an expert on devil worship. That sounded bad. But the topic of it, so if there's any proof to be found, we'll find it.
What makes you think she's after your position?
Our families have long been at odds. I know she covets the leadership position in the town. I hoped we'd sealed the deal. A month or so ago, her daughter was pledged to be married to my son. And things seemed to be going well. Until the child, she's quite frankly insane. She began to act like a cat and meow at us. Something is not right within her house.
Oh my. Well, that doesn't sound like political power, does it?
Now that sounds interesting.
There's also the small matter of two of my servants recently disappearing.
You think she has something to do with it?
Well, who else would it be?
I mean, there's a lot of things here that apparently try to kill you, so it could probably be quite a number of things.
No. Lady Wachter. It's her. I know it.
When's the last time you saw the servants?
A week or two, my dear. Do you remember? And she just kind of. She doesn't seem to answer.
Whoa.
What are these servants' names? Do you have them?
One moment. Anton, who was the gardener, you might have seen that the grounds around the house looking a little worse for wear recently, but nonetheless, all will be well. He's disappeared, and Matilda, she was one of the local servants within the house, cleaning and other such things.
Okay.
A week is quite a bit of time to still have a warm trail.
Do you know where we can find Fiona?
Yes, her house is actually 3 doors down from mine. You'll see it. It's the most abysmal looking one.
I hate to ask this, but is there anything else you can tell us that would help us?
Well, you're welcome to talk to my son, Victor. He knew more about the girl than I did. He spent some time with her before her episode. Perhaps he can offer an insight there. He's within the household. One of the servants will guide you to his room if you need him.
Also,
I think it's a good idea.
why us? You said yourself you don't really know us.
No, I'm going out on a bit of a limb here, but I don't really have people with a subtle touch. Isaac is a fine man, and he sees my will done very loyally, but subtlety is not a strong suit of his. Otherwise, I would have put him on this.
Yeah, he's a big fella.
Yes, very big.
Probably recognizable as well.
What's in it
Alright.
for us?
Ah, well, I know. These things aren't done out of the kindness of your heart. Well, I would be willing to offer you a purse of 200 gold pieces. I know, it's a lot, but if you can see Lady Wakda undone, then, well, I think that's a small price to pay, do you not? And I would offer you a boon of some sort that you may name, provided it is a reasonable enough request. Perhaps you would like to be guests of honors at the festival.
Well,
We'll
I'm
think
sure
about
we'll
it.
think of something.
Yes.
All right then.
Alright.
I do want to
spent-
remind you, though, it's important you find proof. You cannot just kill the woman. You must prove that she worships the
the
foul
devil.
of things, yes.
I appreciate your desire for actual evidence.
I appreciate your desire of not wanting just to go and kill her.
Well, hopefully that will come after we've proved it.
Right.
All right. Shall we? I think we should go talk to your son first, just to get more insight. If that's all right with you.
That's quite all right, yes. And he stands up and leans out of the door and calls out, Melissa, come here at once. And he kind of stands back from the door, and then the maid that escorted you in stands at the doorway, and the Baron turns to her and says, if you would escort them up to Victor's room, he will be meeting with them next. Come along now, my friends. I appreciate everything you're doing for me. He kind of gestures for you to go with the maid.
Well, all right.
As we're walking, I look to the party like,
Yikes.
Yeah, but I just have like a painful frozen smile on my face, just like,
There seemingly that matches the Baroness's expression. She
yeah,
seems
I'm just matching her grin for grin.
yes. So as you pass out, the Baron almost he does that kind of awkward thing of going to like clap or pat you on the shoulder or shake hands, but he just kind of awkwardly gestures, flails.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's kind of it makes you all quite uncomfortable as you all pass through until he shuts the door and the maid turns to you and says, if you'll all follow me, I'll lead you to the young master's his room. And she kind of begins to head off further. Sorry.
As we walk along with Melissa, can I talk to her? Can I ask her, Melissa,
Yes.
did you know the servants Anton and Matilda?
Yes, I did.
Do you know what might have happened to them, where they've been, or anything any clues as to why they're not
No.
here?
We did try and find something, but it's like they've vanished into thin air. I don't know where they've both gone.
So they just haven't shown up to work since?
Yes, I believe the Barrens and Isaac ran to the houses and both empty, so they are gone.
Did they express any signs of disdain for working here? What about yourself? Do you enjoy your time here?
Yes, of course. I have a job and a roof over my head. I live in the manor. And, well, that's more than some folk have. As for them, well, Matilda always had her head in the clouds a bit. I think she wanted to see the rest of Barovia, but I don't think she had the ability to travel. Well, I don't think she would last long on the road. As for Anton, he'd worked here since he was a young man, and I see no reason he would leave.
All right.
Nonetheless, here we are, and she has led you upstairs and along another corridor and into what would be looks to be a master bedroom. Actually, there's a double bed, and some of the furnishings kind of around the room. There's kind of a chest of drawers and a large cupboard, but most of them seem to have lost their color and splendor. However, from the ceiling, there's actually a wooden trap door with a rope pool that she pulls down, and
He lives in the attic.
a ladder drops down and folds out, and she says, if you head up, you'll pass through the storage area. His room is at the far end. You'll find him.
And whose room is this?
It's Victor's, the young master's.
Does he have a different exit to his room?
No, he stays up in the attic. He did used to have a bedroom down here, but he wanted to move up there, so we furnished a small place for him.
Is there anything I should know about Victor before going up? That seems a little peculiar to me.
He normally keeps to himself. We don't see him much around the house, but he's the son of the Baron. I don't know if he has many friends who'd want to play with him. He is next in line to lead the city. Oh, the village, sorry.
All right. Is it climb up the ladder, I guess? Yeah.
Okay. So you all heading up?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. So you guys climb up the ladder, and it eventually ascends into looks to be a small, dusty, square room with a high ceiling that reaches to about a peak of about 20 feet or so above. There's wooden rafters, but they're shrouded in cobwebs. And except for an old table with a lantern on it, the room is empty. However, there is a door that would seem to lead further into the attic at one end of it.
Now that we're up here, just like us, I'm assuming Melissa is coming with us.
Yeah, you guys would see as you ascended, she headed off out of the bedroom.
Okay.
So you guys have a little time to yourselves if you want to.
What the hell? Like, I mean,
Yeah,
Barovia is weird, but this is like.
I mean, I think we can
Extra.
all agree that he's completely insane. I say we just go and talk to this female rival of his. And
He's paranoid, yeah.
yeah, she might be better for the people here. I mean, he is mad.
We definitely need to find out more before we do anything.
I want
that's
to talk
for
to this Fiona Wachter and see if she knows anything about this, because he seemed pretty happy for us to like kill her if we found proof.
sure.
Seems a bit insane to hire people you just met to do that.
Yes.
Anyway. Why does this kid stay in the attic?
There are
Hey,
way
the
too many
cat
questions.
thing sounds fun, right?
Oh God! All right,
Meow.
let's head over there. So I head over to the door.
Okay, so you open the door there, and it seems to lead into looks to be the kind of main storage room of the attic. It's this full of old and long forgotten things draped in white sheets, and piled around them are barrels and crates and trunks and just a mashup of old furnishings covered in cobwebs and dust. You feel it kind of tickling at your nostrils and catching in your throat as you head up. But you do see a clear footpath through the junk, leading towards a door at the far end.
Jesus Christ! This.
I push on.
Okay. So you guys head closer to the door, and you can see that there seems to be what looks to be a large skull carved into the door itself, actually, within the wood of the door, I should say. and hanging from the doorknob is a wooden sign that reads, "All is not well." And you can hear a young man's voice beyond.
How old is Victor? Do we know? We didn't ask.
We
Did
don't
we?
know.
Judging by the skull and the nice sign, I'm gonna guess he's a boy between the ages of 12 and 16. Seems a little edgy up here.
A little edge.
Mm. All right.
I knock on the door and say, Victor? Hello?
The voice, the young man voice that you could hear from beyond the door stops. Nothing happens. No voice calls back.
I knock again.
Knock again. No answer.
I
I know
think
you're in
I'm
there.
Sorry,
I was gonna say to the door, I'm gonna go, I think we agree with your nice sign here. It'd be nice to talk to someone sane in Valaki.
There's still no answer. However, John, if you want to make an investigation check for me.
Oh, good. Yeah.
This is weird.
I rolled a 15.
Okay. Don't worry about it.
Wow. Okay.
DM, have someone roll. Don't worry about it.
Whatever.
Hmm.
I tried the door.
the handle, yeah.
So yeah, it opens. So you're gonna open the door?
Swing it wide open, whole
Okay.
hog.
All right.
Mom, get out of my room.
Okay. So as you open the door, the skull carved into the wood suddenly flares with a purple light, and I need you all to make a dexterity saving throw for me.
Wow.
As-
Actually,
Fucking-
I have advantage because I am
Danger sense.
Danger.
Danger.
sense.
dangerous.
All right. So yeah, you have advantage on this.
I
rolled a
mighty
19.
+1. Let me have a look.
I have a +5 to dexterity saving throws. Look at me.
Okay. So John, you save.
Yep.
That's an 8 from me, Chief.
That's a fail.
I have a 14.
And that's a fail.
Oof. I failed. I got a 7.
And you got a 7. Okay. So those of you who
I rolled a
failed take
Oh my god.
24 points of lightning damage
Wow.
as the skull flares on the door and lightning arcs between and hits all of you. And those of you who succeeded take half of that.
You said 24.
Yeah, 24. Yeah.
The
Ah, I was going, so that's what that feels like.
I
feel
think-
like maybe a son is the devil
Yeah.
worshiper.
I think they forgot to mention their son was a mage.
Yep. Let's change
Did he actually open the door,
strategy
though?
here.
Yeah, so the door has opened now, and you can see into the room. You can see partially into the room if you want to take a look inside.
Yeah, I'll take a look inside. I have dark vision, remember, if it's dark.
Okay.
I assume
do
it's
I.
dark.
Okay, no, it's fairly well lit, but what you can see inside, so looks like someone has taken old, mismatched furniture and created a study in this dusty, lamplit chamber. Tables are strewn with pieces of parchment on which strange diagrams are drawn, and a freestanding bookshelf holds a collection of bones. A dusty rug covers the floor in front of a pine box, on which lounges a skeletal cat. Several more skeletal cats skulk about the room and jump between the furnishings. However, most unnerving of all is the sight of 3 small children standing with their backs to you in the northeast corner of the room, and draped across a small bed in the corner is a brightly colored robe with the images of stars and moons that have begun to be stitched in the silk. A front-pulled pointed hat rests alongside this.
You know, this is what people think wizards look like pretty often. So, I think we're
Do we
dealing
see
with
a
a
person?
dangerous amateur.
Do we see like a person?
No.
3 kids.
Yeah,
Besides this kid?
you see 3 people, 3 children with their backs turned to you.
Hey, Lokai, what's the moral implication of firing lightning bolts at kids who can't see you?
I mean, I'd probably ask before doing that, but that's just me.
Poke him with your creepy hand.
Okay, it's not creepy, for one.
It's a
Well,
little
Well, it
bit
is
creepy.
here.
Yeah, it's a
Very
little creepy here. I don't really want to poke them. Have they reacted to us at all?
No, they're standing completely still.
I want to cast Minor Illusion to make a sound like, hey, in front of them.
I look at
You could just
Layson.
say,
I look at
"Hey."
Layson and I smack him and I know the thing that does the invisible thing. I smack him. Reveal the invisible stuff.
Meanwhile, Craig, I'm gonna mage hand, but grab the robe.
Okay.
Start
All right,
bringing
so
it towards me.
few things are happening. So
I think he's invisible.
John, or sorry, Layson, as you've called out, hey, into the room, you hear a deep voice that reverberates out from within the room, and it says, "Who dares disturb the sancted chamber of Victor the Magnificent?"
Hey, look, you can cast Thaumaturgy.
I was gonna say,
What? No, fear me! I am Victor the
He's
Magnificent.
cast Thaumaturgy. That's
No, I have not.
Thaumaturgy, isn't it?
I cast Minor Illusion a few times in the room, being like, "I'm over here." No, I'm over here.
I think you should stop playing with spells. They're pretty dangerous.
Okay. So at that point, a figure behind the bed in one of the corners appears, turning visible. It's a thin young man with a premature streak of grey in long, messy, dark hair, and he wears loose clothing covered in burn marks and smudges, and he wears a pair of spectacles which magnify his eyes. It's almost a comical size. And he looks at you all and says, "All right, who the heck are you guys to come into my study? Didn't you read the sign?"
How old is he? Sorry.
He looks to be probably between 14 to 15.
Okay.
Oh my gosh,
Not
we're
very
right.
Right on the
Goldspark,
nose.
Master Detective.
So you realize those incantations out there probably could have killed one of your people.
They might have, yes.
Yeah, I'm like really quite nearly dead because of that. Thanks.
Well, maybe you shouldn't come to people's rooms without being invited, or being invited. You shouldn't have come in my room.
We kind of did knock, didn't we?
Yes, and perhaps if somebody doesn't open the door, don't come in. I could have been doing anything in here.
I still think you shouldn't, quite lethally trap your door. It's pretty dangerous.
Well, maybe you have a point.
What's with the robe and the kids? Are the kids still there?
Yeah, the three figures with their backs down, you have been standing completely still.
I'm gonna look at them and goes, "What's with the your friends?"
They have disobedient students.
Students.
Yes, I'm a professor of magic.
What exactly? What exactly?
I'm not making this up.
Godfrey's like,
Well, I always admire an aspiring professor, but I don't think that you're exactly a What institute do you teach at?
The most magnificent school of arcane magic.
Ah, yes, that one.
What
Well,
school do you teach at,
The
little
Silver
man?
Peaks Academy.
I've never heard of that.
Oh, I'm not surprised. It's new here. But yeah, I don't think that you're a real professor, are you?
I haven't received a degree or formal qualifications.
I have a degree. I have 15.
I see. Maybe you could teach me.
Regardless, I think you should
I'm walking towards the
undo
children.
whatever you did to them.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was walking towards the
You walk
the
towards
children.
children. Okay, so Nirlo, as you get close, and what would you like to do? You're standing where
I
you're
was
next to them.
planning on tapping one of them on the shoulder with my bow,
Okay.
the wooden part of my bow, just like
Okay. So as you tap it, it rocks to one side and then rocks back and do.
Is it real?
coat
It
hanger.
looks to be as you kind of look closely at it, looks to be almost like a tailor's doll, and it's had clothing draped across it. And as you've done that, Victor turns to you and says, "Hey, be careful with that."
You're strange.
I'm Victor the Magnificent. Who are you?
Who I am
Alright.
does not matter.
All right.
We need some questions answered, and then we'll leave your magnificent school of nonsense.
If it will get you out sooner, then very well. I ask away.
Do you know any mind-altering magic?
Make a persuasion check.
I'm wondering why his beloved turned into a cat. Hey, that's not bad. I rolled a 17.
17. He says, Yes, I have become quite a master of altering people's perceptions of reality.
Is that maybe what you did to the little girl you were betrothed to by any chance?
Or maybe your parents and why they're so happy-go-lucky all the time?
So at the mention of the girl, his face kind of drops, and he has that look of any guilty child caught doing something they shouldn't, and he says, "They wanted me to marry her! A disgusting girl! Can you believe it?"
You don't like her?
No!
Yeah, we all know girls are awful, but you can't go around altering people's minds like that.
I didn't mean to. I mean, she might be fine with a bit of time.
Who taught you to do this? There's no schools here.
I'm self-taught.
Oh my god, it's
Taught yourself mind magic?
Oh my god.
Yes.
With what?
I found an old spell book in
Of course
my
you did.
parents' library, and I've been using it.
Did you now?
Yes.
You mind if I take a look? I might be able to add some spells.
No. Wait. What spells do you know?
Oh, I know a lot of spells.
Tell me
Believe
what spells you know, and I'll tell you what spells I know.
I'm not gonna list all my spells for you.
We're not
Yeah, we
spell
can go.
measuring contests either.
I know quite a lot though, including some that are good at dealing with bad spells.
Sorry, did you say bad spells there?
Yeah.
Bad spells? What do you mean by... My spells are good.
Well, spells
I've
that
got all
alter
of you as you
people's
tried to come into my
minds.
room.
Yeah, I mean that was just a lightning trap. It's not the most advanced thing. We just don't expect people asking for our help to be trying to kill us. I know spells that can, stop spells. How about we swap? You could tell me and show me what you used to do this, and I can teach you something in return.
Make a persuasion check on that.
All right.
Oof.
Please don't teach him lightning bolt or something.
I'm not teaching him lightning bolt. That is a, what's my persuasion? +1, that's a 16.
Okay. So,
Teach him prestidigitation.
Teach him thaumaturgy.
he kind of grabs this large tome that looks kind of torn in places. A few pages seem to be ripped and shredded, and the cover is completely scored and marked, and looks like a very old volume that he kind of grabs and pulls closely to himself, and he says, "Very well. If you teach me what you know."
All right. I'll need a little bit of time to do that. Although actually, no, I don't, because I have magic. Never mind. Well, what kind of magic would you like to learn?
Teleportation. I want to leave Barovia.
Well, I don't
You and
think
I
you're
both.
ready for anything quite like that, but I can teach you to
him Misty
teleport.
Step.
I can teach you to teleport a short distance, pretty far actually. You could jump over things or teleport, pretty
Are you
decent
referring to
range.
Misty Step? I already know that one.
Do you now?
Yes.
All right. Anything else you want to learn?
Teleporting is the main thing. Look,
You can't teleport out of Barovia. You know that, right?
how would you know that?
Well, because I know.
Because we're also here.
Yeah. Do you think I wouldn't have done that if you could?
Who exactly are all of you?
Well, we're from a different place. Somewhere that's not Barovia, and we're also trying to leave.
So there are other worlds than this. I knew it.
Yeah.
See, we just taught you something.
Yes. Very well. If you have a look in here, and he kind of opens the spell book towards you, Godfrey.
Hmm.
But he's still kind of at the far end of the room.
Well, I can't see it from there. Can I come get it?
Yes.
All right. I'll
Victor?
go and take the spellbook off him.
Okay. Sorry, what were you going to ask, Layson?
Are there any other traps in this room?
Not.
Are there any other traps in this room?
It's not a trap. Well, I want, as I said, I want to leave Barovia by teleporting out, and well, the book here contains text for a teleportation spell, but it's incomplete. In fact, I've tried to use it a few times already, and it hasn't worked properly. And at this point, so Godfrey, he hands you the spellbook. I'll come back to you in a second. But he pulls this large rug that's covering the floor away, and you can see there's a large rune carved into well, not carved, but drawn in charcoal across the floor. It's this kind of large, arcane, circular rune with various spirals and patterns drawn amongst it. So Godfrey, within the page he's opened it for you, it contains a incomplete text for a teleportation spell. There's not enough text to prepare the spell properly, and
I'd be speed flicking through it to find mind alteration magic.
If you want to make a Arcana check for me on this,
sure thing.
Just to see what you can actually glean from it.
I'm pretty fucking good at those.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, that is a 24.
All right. So first of all, there's several spells within the book, and I'm just going to paste them all in the group chat for anyone listening or watching or whatever. The highlights, there's like Animate Dead, Blight, Dark Vision, Mending, Magic Missile. There's a counter spell, Fireball, Greater Invisibility. There's a lot of spells in it.
Than I do. Holy
shit. There's a lot within the book.
Yikes.
And then there's also as I said, the incomplete text for a teleportation circle spell. And looking at the diagrams in the book and the diagram on the floor, Godfrey, you can pretty astutely tell that if anyone were to use that spell or the teleportation circle in the room, the person using it would take a very large amount of damage, and they'll probably disintegrate.
All right. So it's a teleportation circle spell, right? Not a
yes.
Okay.
Yes. It's horribly flawed and potentially deadly.
Yeah, I will say to him, I'll say, that you're trying to do there is a very difficult spell that, well, to be blunt, you're going to end up killing yourself if you keep trying with this.
I thought that might happen, yes.
Yeah, you got some pretty interesting things in here. I guess I don't want to shame him in front of the group, so I'm going to flick to Animate Dead and show him it like this. I guess, does this explain all of the cats that are around?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it could have been worse, I guess. Huh. You've clearly got a lot of aptitude, though.
Anything to leave this awful place.
You said that you've been trying to use this. I'm going to gesture to the circle. Yeah, I don't think you'd still be here if you'd try to use this, so, what exactly did you mean by that?
Sorry, could you just rephrase that a little bit? What do you mean by what?
Well, who's tried to use it?
Make a persuasion check.
No.
No.
That's what I was gonna say. I'm like, he should be dead. Why is he still here?
Actually, yeah, I'm just +1. That's 15.
15. Well, I haven't tried to use it myself, but two of the servants did.
Did they try to use it, or did you get them to try to use it?
I was quite close with. Sorry, I need to look up his name.
Antoine?
Yes. I was quite close with Anton, and he used to come up to my room and, well, he wanted to try it. He wanted to leave as well, and, well, he turned into mist.
Yep, that'll
He's
do.
gone,
That.
all right.
It was an accident.
And Matilda?
Well, she sometimes cleaned my room, and I was downstairs getting something to eat, and I heard a bang, and, well, there was just a fine dust on the floor when I came up. I think she also...
I don't know why that's funny, I'm sorry.
Why
It was
didn't
an
you
accident.
tell your father this?
I don't want to get in trouble.
But you've told 4 or 5 random strangers.
But he said he'd help me.
Well, you've got some interesting stuff in here, but what did you use to change that poor girl into thinking she's a cat?
Suggestion?
Yes, it would be, yeah. Yes, suggestion, yes. So I might have been a bit overzealous with the words.
Yeah, I think you might have been.
I think it might have gone a bit wrong.
Oof. I mean, suggestion, though, from what I understand, which I really hope I'm not wrong about. It doesn't last, like, forever, though, right? It's like, I've seen people trick with, like, a few hours with it, but...
Maybe I'm especially powerful then.
Either that or you did a really, really good job with the suggestion. Well, we should be able to do that. I mean, we should be able to break her out of it.
I would hope.
But, hey, you lived up to your part of the deal, and I'm a man of my word, so I'm gonna teach you, and these might not seem, that important, but, if you want to study magical things, I'm gonna gesture around to all the tomes and stuff. You might need this spell, because I don't see it on your list. I'm gonna use my forgery kit, actually, to create a quick copy of Identify, quickly, and give it to him.
All right, okay, sure thing. So I just write that down, sort of
Yeah,
piece of parchment.
I will. Yeah,
or write it
on
into
my
the spell book, or
yeah,
or-
I'll write it on a piece of parchment for him. And give him it.
Sure, he says. What does this one do?
Well, if you find anything that you think might be magical in, your attempts to leave Barovia, this spell will help you define exactly what you found. And it'll let you know and have a deeper understanding of the magic inside it. It's very useful. It'll stop you guessing, and
yourself.
I'm gonna gesture at the teleport circle on the floor.
That's very helpful.
It's an important spell. Every mage uses it.
Yes. Maybe Archmage Victor one day.
You've probably got a while to go with that. But hey, keep studying. Just be careful about it. I heard that Strahd doesn't like us too much.
Father says you're not supposed to say his name.
Yeah.
Well, your father is an interesting man. We disagree on a lot of points.
He's horrible.
Yes, he is terrible. I agree. But yeah, just be careful.
Well, okay.
Well, at least we know what happened to the two of them.
Also, you probably shouldn't ruin your door.
I should have told him Invisible Steve. Whoops.
Ah.
So anything else you guys would like to ask him or do here? Or...
No, I think we're good to head out. We can probably head over, see if we can't go find Fiona or something like that.
Okay, so as you guys...
Now this makes it more interesting for me, for sure.
So as you guys kind of turn away, Victor looks at you, Godfrey, and says, Can you teach me more?
Maybe, yeah. Hey, I can right now. We gotta go sort this, but you can always come find me at the tavern if you wanna.
No, I don't like going outside.
Well, it's only Valaki. I imagine we'll be back here later anyway. We probably have some unfinished business with your father. Maybe. It's worth learning properly to be a mage. But yeah.
Okay, well, thank you for the spell. And he kind of turns towards, he takes the kind of piece of parchment you wrote and places it down on his desk and seems to be studying it with great intent. Now, what are you doing with his spell book?
He's studying it with great intent, you say?
Yes.
Do you want to forge his book?
I'm
Spawn
gonna
it and leave.
Well, I know of all these spells anyway. I'm going to rip out.
He knows Fireball. Holy shit.
I do know Fireball. I'm going to take out quietly. Animate Dead. And
You're going to tear that one out, okay?
and Cloud Kill as well.
Okay.
Yeah, that was probably a good one.
Yeah, let's not have an amateur casting Cloud Kill around because that's a bad idea.
Okay.
And yeah, I'll leave after that.
Okay. So you guys leave and head back into the main portion of the attic. So where would you guys like to go from here, or do you want to chat?
So, well, we know what happened to the two, as well as Fiona. So theoretically, our job's done, other, of course, than helping out Fiona out of her situation. But the problem is, I don't think the Baron will be too enthused about the news. It's possible that we could tell him the truth of what happened, and then say, well, maybe even though she's not conspiring with demons or whatever, we can still check her out.
Bear in mind, we don't know that she's not doing that yet.
Right. Generally true.
I say we keep our mouth shut for now until we know the full thing, and then we'll decide later. I don't think telling the father the truth about this servants about the kid is going to help anything. All it's going to do is just make life harder for him, and he'll probably end up fireballing them to death.
I agree. I think that, honestly, I don't really feel like I owe the Baron much. I think that we should see this whole play out before we make decisions. We should go talk to Fiona.
Worst case scenario, if we find nothing with Fiona, we can say the servants ran away or something. Who knows?
Exactly.
But at first, I think we should definitely go see Fiona and make sure that's all cleared up first. We got time. We can think of something.
I don't love that level of dishonesty, but I can agree that the outcomes might be too dramatic. So, for now, let's try and help Fiona.
Like I said, we can think of what to say in the meantime.
Okay. So before you guys head out of the attic, let's go ahead and take a short break here before we jump into the next section, okay?
All right, we'll be back in a sec.
Let's do it.
Hello, everyone, and we're back. So we just left the party there after they had a lovely encounter there with Victor, the most powerful archmage in all of Barovia. And now you guys find yourselves in the attic at the top of the Barrens mansion. What would you like to do?
All right, I suppose we gotta go find ourselves a Fiona.
Yes, 3 houses down, right?
Mhm.
Yes.
All right.
The
The shittiest house, from what he
Yes.
said.
not in so many words, but yes.
So you guys climb down from the attic and make your way back through the house and the pathway that the maid escorted you through. You can see she's at the bottom of the staircase actually talking with the Baron, and as he sees you all come down, he says something to her and she walks off and he looks up and says, "Ha! How did you get on with Victor?"
That was great.
Yes,
Hmm.
he can be overzealous boy at times.
I think he's just passionate.
Yes.
Puts
Well-
his mind to something and
Youth will do
follows
that.
through.
Well, I hope he gave you some information that will help, and I wish you the best of luck in bringing Lady Wachter into, well, a cell at the very least.
We'll do
We'll
our
see what we can
best.
do.
Very well. Best of luck. And he kind of grins at you all as you all pass by him. And I assume you all head out the front door and back onto the street.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you guys head back outside and back onto the main street of Valaki. So you want to just head straight to the house. Wachter
Yeah.
house. Is
I would like stay in the street, but kind of case the joint 3 doors down.
Oh, Godfrey's gonna start his new career as a cat burglar.
Hey, oh,
Okay.
relevant.
Sure.
Invisible Steve.
Yeah.
Got handy.
Okay, so you guys, you head down the street a little bit, and you can see. Hold on, the house is just a few doors down, and it seems to be disgusted with itself. A slouching roof hangs heavy over furrowed gables, and what are
I was
you
like,
laughing?
because
That's
he said
just a house
disgusted with
disgusted
itself.
with
That's what the description is.
You just
I'm
go in the house, just like, don't look at me.
Well, let me read out the whole description. So, this house seems disgusted with itself. A slouching roof hangs heavy over furrowed gables, and moss-covered walls sag and bulge under the weight of the vegetation. As you study the house's sullen countenance, you hear the edifice actually groan. Only then do you realize to the extent which this house hates what it has become. Nonetheless, you can
Aw.
see a front door if you wish
That
to
is
find
that
it.
is phenomenal.
Poor
House is
house,
quite a bit
man.
of character.
This house has more
Character
stuff than most of the characters in Barovia.
Yeah. Got more character development than Aramal. That's amazing.
Whoa, whoa.
Oh.
He's
I
not
guess
here. He's not here, so we can bully him. That's great.
Hell,
It's not bullying. They don't know.
All right. So what would you like to do?
So you said there's no front door?
No, you can see a front door.
Oh, okay. I was like, what? All right. I guess we head up to the front door.
Okay, so you head up to the front
Turned
door.
out to be Monster House.
The house eats you. No, I'm just kidding. So you guys head to the door and knock on the front door, which seems to be made with a stained glass. And as you chap on it, some time goes by, till eventually a thin man answers the door. He has thinning hair that is combed slickly back along his head, and he has a long pointed nose and stiff clothing with a tall collar that pushes right up to his chin, and he goes, "Yes."
I already don't like this person.
Yes, sir. We're looking for Fiona.
That was Lady Wachter to you.
Yes, her.
And who are you?
We have something very important to discuss with her, of a sensitive nature.
I'm afraid you didn't answer my question in there. Who are you?
Oh,
Do you have an appointment?
well, no, but I'm Master Godfrey Goldspark, and, well, we don't have an appointment, but we do need to see her post-haste.
I don't think she knows who you are, I'm afraid.
We
Hmm.
we think
Sorry,
there might be something wrong with her.
with Lady Wachter.
She'll be
Well,
interested.
but I'm afraid there's something wrong with her. Young man, could you please explain yourself?
He means something going on that she needs to know about.
I must say I'm not impressed with your tone. I will see if the lady will see you. And he just shuts the door in your face, and a bit of time passes.
As soon as he walks away, did he lock the door? Did I hear him locking the door?
He closed the door.
All right. Okay.
I assume
What are
the
you
entire
thinking?
grounds as well are super unkempt.
Yeah, it doesn't look like the most well-maintained place.
For someone aspiring to be a Baron, she doesn't put a very good image out.
I wonder if she doesn't even want to be the Baron, and this is just the Baron's way of trying to, I don't know, be the Baron for as long as they can.
Well, hopefully we'll find out.
Yeah.
Okay.
What happens if they say no? What do we do?
Oh, we can just get in anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, I look at him, I'm like,
Wait. Maybe in case they say no, I'm pretty small. No jokes.
"Are you
I
gonna go
could-
invisible?"
Turn myself invisible and run in when he opens the door again. If they say
Yeah, but-
no.
He talked to you first, so he's gonna look for you.
Yeah, you can tell him that I went off to talk to the Baron to try and get an appointment. I don't know. Cover me.
Sure.
All
Seems
right.
like a good idea. If they say no.
Seems like an idea.
Okay.
Well, it's
So-
the only idea we've got.
All right. Are you going invisible then?
I will turn myself invisible.
Okay. So
This is gonna be bad.
He's just gonna be like, "Yes, come in," and the Godfrey's gonna be like, "Oh."
Wait till he turns around before you do that.
okay, so the door opens and the familiar thin man appears and he says, "The lady will see you if
Oh,
you're."
fuck. I'm gonna run behind
Wait till he turns
Lokai.
around.
Yeah, I'm
So,
gonna
yes.
while he's leading us in, I'm gonna run behind Lokai. And drop,
Okay.
and drop
So, yeah,
my
he-
invisibility.
Yeah. Okay. Fuck's sake, man. Jeez.
That's a
Okay.
right use of a spell slot right there.
Perfect.
Don't worry, I've got loads.
Okay. So the front door opens into a narrow vestibule. There's more of these stained glass doors, and he leads you through into the leftmost one. And that leads into another chamber. And you can see there's an ornate dining table stretching the length of this room. A crystal chandelier hangs above it imperiously. The silverware is tarnished. The dishes chipped, yet all are still quite elegant. 8 chairs, their backs adorned with sculpted elk horns, surround the table. Arched windows made of a lattice work of iron and glass look out onto the small, fog-swept estate. Ernst, sorry, that's his fucking name. I just revealed it. Sorry, my bad.
Spoilers.
The man leads you through the room to another door, which he knocks at, waits a moment before opening the door for you. And do you all enter?
I do.
Yes.
Okay. So you all enter, and it leads into a wood-paneled room with embroidered rugs and colorful furnishings. Blazing fire in the hearth makes this chamber stifling almost. Mounted above the mantel is an elk's head, and across from the hearth, a tall, slender window looks out on to the dead grounds outside. Sitting in a large, leather-backed chair is a tall, severe-looking woman in a long dress. Her grey hair is bundled up tightly to the back of her head. Her face is wrinkled, but you can make out that some makeup may be used to disguise the onset of this woman's age. She looks at you all as you enter with an appraising look and says, "Yes. Come in, take a seat. You've
I-
requested an audience with me? Something you wish to share?"
Yes.
Yep.
I look to my compatriots.
Well. Oh, we really didn't plan this. All right.
She's not meowing.
Well, we heard that that you have some rivalry going on with the Baron.
That fool. Yes. So you've been polluting your head with nonsense?
Yeah, we'll go with that. What can you tell us about that?
About what? The things the Baron says about me? Or
Yeah.
the Baron himself?
Is
What
there,
was the
any,
topics?
is there any truth in you wanting to become the Baroness yourself?
I will be honest and say yes. Vargas's reign over this town has been abysmal. The man is a fool. Does not know how to look after the people here with his foolish festivals. Inane.
Yeah.
Waste the time of the people and the resources of the town.
What would you do different?
Well, for a start, I'd put a stop to those dreadful festivals.
Well, you got my vote.
Yeah.
I heard that your daughter was to be wed to his their son.
Yes. Had the boy destroyed dear Cellar's mind. I know he did.
How do you know?
Make a persuasion check.
Sure. Hey, 24.
I know what Victor got up to in his little room. I know that despite being a foolish young boy in over his head, that he played with things beyond his understanding and through some act destroyed her mind.
What if we told you that we could take a look at her, maybe render her better?
Well, I would be most pleased to hear that. But I don't think you'll be doing that for free. What you hope to gain?
Well, if somebody's mind is being messed with, I'll do my best to help. I don't really need payment for that. Consider it a gesture of good faith that you can feel free to repay, should you wish.
Very well. Follow me. And she steps up from the chair and she begins to head out of the room. Do you all follow?
Yeah, I'll follow.
Okay. So she leads you back through to the kind of central vestibule, and then from one of the doors in that, she takes a stairs that leads upwards, and there seems to lead into a corridor, which she comes to a door. And if you'll just bear with me. Sorry, let me just jump to another page. So the door that she leads you to looks to be banded in iron. Actually, there's strips of it that run across it, and as you get close, Lady Wachter draws a key from her dress and turns it into the lock of the door, and she opens the door and gestures for all of you to enter.
I'll go in.
Craig, is the inside of this house, how similar is the inside of this house to the outside compared to like the wear and tear and whatever? That's
a good question. The inside doesn't lend itself to the same dilapidation as the outside. Okay. It's still not like lovely. It certainly looks like a place that is been around for a long while and could do with just being rebuilt from the ground up, essentially.
Okay.
It's functional, but not pretty.
Yeah, pretty much.
I enter.
Yeah, I'll go in.
Okay, so you guys walk into the room. So the room is musty and quite dark, but you can see an iron-framed bed fitted with leather straps near a wall. The place has no other furnishing, but scurrying away from you on all fours is a young woman on dust-covered clothing. She looks under the bed and hisses like a cat. She says, "Little kitty, does it know you?
I'll
Little
turn
kitty
to the
doesn't like the
party.
smell of you."
And I'll turn to the party, and Fiona, I assume she's like, come in the room with us.
She's standing at the doorway, and you can see there's almost a look of disgust.
I'll
on
turn
her
around and I'll be like, I'm gonna need to concentrate for this one, but don't worry, it shouldn't harm her. And I would like to throw my hand out and cast Dispel Magic
Okay.
on
Just
the
give me
girl.
Can you give me the text for that?
I
Wait,
can
wait,
read
is she coming in? Wait, are we going into the room without her?
Yeah.
We're in the room. The
you
door's
guys are
open.
in- yeah.
She's
Yeah.
in the
Didn't want to
doorway,
cross
like,
the-
watching, yeah.
Yes.
She's
I was
afraid.
hoping that.
Are your hackles being raised, Lokai?
No, I was just trying to like.
Like, just like, danger sense.
No. I was trying to get her out of the room.
Alright, do you want me to read you Dispel Magic?
Yeah, if you just want to paste that for me.
Sure. Okay. What do you want me to read?
Or read it out.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's
just
not that long. It says range 120 feet. Choose one creature, object, or magical effect within range. Any spell of 3rd level or lower on the target ends. For each spell of 4th level or higher on the target, make an ability check using your spellcasting ability. The DC equals 10 plus the spell's level. On a successful check, the spell ends.
Okay. I wouldn't say a check is needed for this, actually, even. You cast a spell and you feel almost like a fog lifts from the young woman's mind. And as she's on all fours on the bed, her face changes from this screwed up look of what you can guess to be an angry cat, changes into the face of a young woman at rest. Until essentially her eyes close and she falls, what you can guess to be asleep or unconscious in some state on the bed.
Also, yeah, she's probably going to be pretty exhausted after that. I think he got her good, we'll say. So
You cured, Stella?
I believe so. I've done that a few times before. Not to anyone who thought they were a cat, but yes, I'm fairly confident. If not, please let me know, and I'll try to help more. But she should be herself when she comes around.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Oh my god, if she said Strahd, I just revealed I'm a mage.
Oh god.
Don't worry. Strahd suddenly appears. Got you.
I knew it!
A big sign above his head. God,
Oh, wait,
Strahd already knows you're
I
a
cast
mage.
magic in front of Strahd. We're
Yeah, I
fine.
was like, what he's talking about? He already knows.
I'm dead anyway. We're fine.
All right, so Lady Walker looks at all of you and says, perhaps we should have a talk now. You've done me a good turn here.
Yes,
Alright.
let's.
I agree.
So she heads off and she's actually leading you back to the parlor she first met you in. It's more of a comfortable place to talk. So do you all follow, yeah?
Yep.
Is there anything you'd like to do? No. Okay. So you all head back into the parlor. And yeah, once again, you're back into sort of, it's very stifling in here. The hearth blazes with this roaring fire, but there's chairs enough around for you all to kind of sit down. And you can see she's has a small decanter of wine that she fills up a glass from before taking a drink and says, well, I must say, this is very kind of you to do that, but, well, what are your plans next?
Well, truth be told, we're all a little bit off-put by that Baron.
He's a foul man, yes.
Yeah. And I did that out of, I'd do that for anyone. Except maybe, certain vampire counts, but I do that for anyone, but we don't, forgive me the bluntness, but we don't really know you. I guess we're here to see, again, to be blunt, whose side we should be on.
Weighing up the options.
Well, it's the wise thing to do,
Well,
right?
We know that the Baron is, let's say, incompetent. You
Questionable.
don't seem incompetent. However, we do need to make sure that things don't go worse if you were to become Baron.
Well, what can I do to put your minds at ease?
Well, the Baron did mention that you might, work for other people.
At this, her face kind of grins and she... Sorry, you all right there, Loka?
No, keep going.
She bursts out laughing. That foolish man. He'll say anything.
Do I believe her?
Doubt. Yeah.
Yeah, press X to doubt.
Make that insight check, yo.
Ooh, that's not bad. 18?
Yeah, she's definitely hiding multiple things.
Multiple things.
There's definitely more to this
Thanks, I
woman
hate it. All right.
Yeah.
than she's laying on.
It's a pretty hearty laugh for someone who
It's like Columbo.
seems to
You're
be.
gonna draw your 38, John.
Draw my loot, sir.
I was gonna say, if we were to side on your side, how would you go about making sure you become Baron?
If you were to help, I would only ask one thing of you.
Which would
Kill Izek.
Why him?
Why just him?
I have people in place to remove the Baron, but that brute, he's a problem.
Yeah, I assume he can back up his looks. I take it he's
Yeah.
a skilled fighter.
More than that. Have you seen the man's arm?
Oh.
I didn't really look, no.
That man is no man at all. If you have a look at his arm, you'll know what I mean.
Oh,
I tried one
Is
time.
he,
You told me no.
we saw some wolf man.
No, it's not that.
What is it then?
It's more hellish in nature.
That was something that the Baron brought up. Said you might have some demonic friends.
Demonic friends? Whatever could he mean by that?
Well, you like beating around the bush with who you're working for and where you get this fame and power. It seems a little shifty to me.
I'm one of the old nobles of Barovia.
Would you mind giving us a tour of the entire house, please?
You'd be here all day. There are many rooms. And what is it you would hope to learn?
It's what I'd hope to not necessarily find out.
No, I don't think I will be giving you a tour of the house. I will be honest, say I am a private woman, and I'm not going to let you pour through my clothes and chests of drawers. I appreciate the help with my daughter, but I think that is a step too far.
If we were to help you become Baron,
Baroness, it would be.
Baroness, sorry. What would you have in store for us?
Well, I would reward you in some way. I would be the Baroness. What would you like? Gold? A position of power within the town? Member on the council, perhaps? Perhaps you could have a council in the first place.
Here's a random one. What do you know about the Baron's son, old Victor?
Strange boy.
Yeah.
Not like his father, though. Or his grandfather, I suppose. There was
His
a gentleman.
grandfather?
Yes, the Valakovich line is long, and each baron has been just as terrible as the last, if not worse. His father, Vargon, was a mad tyrant, and he ruled Valaki with an iron fist, and that was cruel. Vargas is not quite the same, but he is still a fool.
I don't know how to say it without coming out and saying it.
No.
Say it, John.
I
I'll
know,
say
I
it.
don't want to.
Just yell Strahd at her.
Yeah.
Would you be willing to let us ponder joining your cause?
Please, take the day. Take two if you need. These things can wait, but not forever.
Of course. I look to the others and I'm like, we should probably bounce.
Yeah.
Make like a tree.
Yo, let's
Before we
back.
go, I have one more question. You imply that the Baron's help is devilish. Are you implying also that the Baron knows of this?
Yes, most of the people in town know of Izik's deformities.
Thank you.
All right. Well, we don't want to trouble you any longer. Your daughter is cured. And we have things to discuss, it seems.
Very well.
Yeah, we can
Oh.
let ourselves out. We'll come back later if that's all right.
Please do. Be waiting.
All right. I'm gonna stand up and start to leave.
Okay, see you guys all
As
meet.
will I.
Sure.
Since we're in the hallway, I'm going to grab Nerolos's trouser leg and say, "You want to go on that house tour?"
Hey, do it. As Layson, I don't know, but as Jonathan, I'm like, yes.
Yep, absolutely.
All right. I'm going to cast invisibility at a 3rd level, so I turn myself and Nerolos invisible.
Lovely. How long does that last? Is that curiosity from me?
Invisibility lasts
I think it's an hour.
up to an hour, yes.
An hour. Okay. So you have so Nerolos and Godfrey vanish. What would the two of you like to do?
I guess we'll let ourselves out just to
Yeah,
keep
let
up the
yourselves
kind of
Okay.
thing.
So so once you guys get back outside, what would you like to do once you're on the streets? Just so I know before I jump to whatever happens in the house.
Hmm.
How long does Godfrey usually take when he goes invisible?
He's usually got about an hour or so in him, so it could be a while, but I'd recommend we probably on standby. I'm sure he'll give us a signal if he needs us. Just be ready, I guess.
Yeah, maybe we should find a bench somewhere close and keep watch.
Yeah, we'll be in front of the house, just kind of close.
Okay, so you guys just find a spot, kind of not hidden exactly. You're not going to hide about in the bushes, but somewhere subtle enough that you can keep an eye on the house and keep a watch out. Essentially. Okay.
We want to loiter.
You want to loiter? Oh, that's against the law here, John. So. All right. So for Nerolos and Godfrey within the house, let me just put us on.
It's funny you said that, Connor, because that's what I was trying to get one of us to do this whole fucking time when I was trying to get us to go like alone, but she wouldn't leave us alone. I was like, ugh. Driving that.
Yeah, that's what I was like. We can see ourselves out by.
Yeah, I didn't think that was an odd thing to say. All right, okay, you got me. All right, so let me just move us onto a map here. So this is the outline of Wachter House, or House, however you want to pronounce it. And I will reveal where you guys are. So just give me a second. I'm going to reveal the areas you've already been in, and I'll list them off whenever I do. Okay, so if you look in the middle panel, and also Connor, is this on stream? Just
I am putting it on stream right now.
Yeah. Okay. So
the middle panel. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I got it.
So you just see that one. So that was the room you met Lady Wachter in. The room you guys are in now, I'm about to show you, is this one here.
Is this the front door here?
And no, that is the back door. You guys have.
This is the front door.
Yep. Sorry, just
I was so confused. I was up at the top.
Yeah, sorry. I know. Just once I'm just going to slowly reveal all the places you've been.
I'm just going to put me there because I'm here.
So that's all you guys have seen of the ground floor. Okay, so you have the sort of main dining room, then there's with a kind of living room, and then the parlor.
Should we put ourselves on?
Yeah, you can put yourselves on the map where you think you would roughly.
I will, as the others are leaving, I will also message Nerolos and say, "Hey, don't talk out loud because they can still hear us, but we can communicate like this." I don't know if you've ever done this before, so
message and say, "Gotcha."
Good.
Gotcha.
Normally, people are more scared when I do this, but I'm glad.
Okay, so sorry, just one more thing, guys, before you keep talking. I'm just going to reveal the upstairs portions you've seen as well. So this is the corridor you've been in, and then this is the room that contains Stella, the daughter. So that's it. That's everything you guys have seen so far. So what would you like to do?
I'm gonna message Nerolos and be like, "I'm thinking basement. Creepy stuff always happens in the basement."
I'm inclined to agree.
But I will bow to your criminal investigation skills.
Technically, I don't investigate, I track.
That's just the scary version of investigating.
That is incredibly fair.
So lead the way. I will follow Nerolos where he goes.
Okay. I am going to check out this door.
That door? Yes, okay, so you head back into that's sort of the main vestibule area. Seems to reveal some sort of cloakroom.
Do we find any clues in the cloakroom? Any weapons or any character cards? Or...
What exactly are you asking? Make an investigation check to rifle through the clothing if you'd like.
Does there happen to be a big blue paw?
That's not going to be great. Let me check my investigation. That is that's an 11 from me.
An 11. Okay.
Oh no, it's not. Sorry, I read the wrong one. It's way better. It's actually a 17, which seems like a big jump, but I accidentally read intimidation.
All right. Okay. Silly sausage. So yeah, you pour through the clothing, looking through all the different items and the footwear and a few canes and umbrellas, things like that. But there seems to be nothing incriminating or weaponry or I don't know, thermonuclear warheads, anything like that.
All right. Huh. No warheads in the cloakroom.
I would. How? I'm only able to communicate with back to you, right?
Yeah, you can only reply to me. I will.
So
Can we just say I keep the channel open?
Like I'm listening.
Yeah.
So however,
Otherwise, every 6 seconds you've got to have me going like, "Hey," in your head.
Casting.
yeah. So yeah, just for the sake of ease, you guys have a constant stream of non-verbal
We
communication.
got our badges on. We just got to press them. We good.
So yeah, I would let Godfrey know that I plan on listening into this other room.
All right.
Do you want to listen into the room below you? Is it Nerilos?
Yes.
Okay, make a perception check.
What are my rolls today? Holy crap! I got a 7.
7. You can't really
Yes.
hear anything from beyond that door.
All right, well, I'm gonna try and open it.
Sounds like a door.
You open the door, reveals another cloakroom.
Stop. Who needs 2 cloakrooms? You don't have that many cloaks.
Look, there's actually a pair of shoes in that one. That's nice.
God dang.
Glad you like the shoes, John.
Yep. There's actually 2 pairs of shoes. Anyways,
Maybe we should check that other
Right.
room.
just imagine Nerolos walking up to what exactly looks like a closet door and going, "Ha!"
I just imagine him, like FBIing into a cloakroom. FBI, open up! Just like kicks
So I was
into
trying to use logic for where I go, and since I knew about the entrance layout and that there was a thing there, I thought, well, this is a random small.
Oh,
There can't be another cloak. Oh, there's another. All right. So which door is it? The one that's to your right at the base of the staircase.
Yeah.
Logic, please.
Yes. Okay.
This is
So you guys.
Barovia. Logic does not apply here.
You guys. So was it you want to open the door or?
Yeah, YOLO. Just I do like a ghost creak where I'm just like,
Okay. Yeah. You slowly open the door, and let me just reveal the room. One moment. So you can see a person in this room as well, but if you just give me a second. So you can see that.
Godfrey walks in.
So there seems to be a guy in
Whole
a white apron, leaning with his sleeves rolled up. He's got he's bald with a thick beard that runs across his chin. He seems to be leaning over a table, chopping up vegetables, and there's a pot bubbling over a fire in one corner of the room. Looks to be a kitchen somewhere here.
I'd just continue sneaking around.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next room. So which door is it? The one on your left or the one above you?
I'd wait for Neurolos to pick one.
I would probably open the one on the left.
I look over. Meanwhile, outside, I look over to Layson and I'm like, "We're idiots. Can't you also go invisible?"
Yes.
Oh, this is what friggin' minus intelligence gives you. Isn't it?
Is there anything you would like to do, Layson, with that newfound knowledge that you can also turn invisible?
I mean, I don't know where they are, but
Yeah, I feel like that's
as a metagamey thing, I know where they are. I don't know,
I mean, you guys
Lokai.
could explore the grounds.
Can we get back in without?
Do you think we can get back in there?
I think if we're quiet enough, sure.
Well, we can give it a try.
Let's go on our own little mission. Let's go.
Doo-doo-doo, doo-doo-doo.
All right. So what is it the two of you would like to do outside?
Yeah, I'll cast the 3rd level as well.
So you turn the-
invisibility on.
Okay.
on
John,
Although we
have,
don't have message, so this
yeah,
is
do you
gonna be
have
fun.
message or anything like that?
Ooh.
Is there anything you would like to do before you turn invisible? Say,
Can we
grab
hold hands?
wrists, yeah, or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like take a piece of fabric basically out, and we're both holding on to
Okay.
grab
Yeah.
it. So.
Okay.
I'll lead the way.
Okay. So we'll come back to you guys when you step into the house and decide which direction you'd like to go. So for Godfrey and Nirlos, what would you guys like to do? Bloody hell.
More stupid.
Kind of ghost creek.
I just
Gonna
love
go
that you
straight
guys
to the left.
don't have message, so you're gonna be like
Yeah.
actual ghosts. There's just gonna be voices floating around.
Just gonna be hearing whispers. Yeah, I'd open the left door.
Say anything.
Left
I'm
door?
used to this.
Okay. So you slowly open do you want to try and open the door quietly enough so that the cook doesn't seem to notice the door
Yes.
opening here. Yeah, if you want to make a sleight of hand check.
Well, decent dex.
Oh, I kind of can speak to Lokai. Lokai just will never be able to answer me.
My D20 rolls today have been 4, 3, 2.
Is it so?
Gross.
Well,
what is
next
this,
time's
John?
the big one.
It's
Justin.
6 total.
6 total. Okay. So you try to open the door a bit. As you grab the handle, your hands are kind of sweaty with the tension. They slip off and the handle goes like boing as it kind of rumbles back and forth. And the cook looks over and goes, "Hi."
I have a weird question.
Yeah.
Can I hear that?
Nah, not really. You guys are kind of far enough away. But the cook kind of looks over.
In reaction, can I prestidigitate and knock like a pot or a bowl or something off of his cook's table? Like behind him.
He's gonna go
or-
mad.
Okay.
And then
So
I'll
you-
lightning bolt him. No, I just knock like a piece of cutlery or something onto the floor. But
That's how you do
something
the
that would
one,
make
too.
a clang. Like I target
Okay.
something that would make like a clang.
Okay, so you knock off a knife that he was chopping the vegetables with, and it clatters onto the floor. He's like, "Bloody hell! This house is falling apart." And he kind of bends to scoop it up, and he seems to go back to the chopping of it and forgotten about the door handle, which just suddenly turned by itself.
I'm gonna
And
give Neurolos an invisible look. Like
Neurolos, you feel an aura of judgment emanate from a pantry you think Godfrey might be.
I ignore
For
it.
the door you opened, it seems to reveal a pantry. There's stacks of dried meat and vegetables and grains and things like that.
well, I guess I'll try opening the door above us
Okay.
quietly.
All right, okay. So you open the door quietly, and you want to make a sleight of hand check for this
Sure
one.
thing.
to
Let me
see
just check my modifier for this.
if this
It's sleight
share.
of hand and it's dexterity,
it's
right?
Dexterity, yeah.
Oh, okay, that's an unnatural 20. See, my rolls have been good today. I'm high rolling.
Okay, nice. So, with just absolute steely slickness, you open the door, and it just doesn't make a sound.
Once again, I just wheel on the spot. I'm like,
Yeah. Okay, so this door seems to reveal a room that holds crates of looks to be old clothing you can see poking out, as well as seems to be barrels of wine. Actually, one of them, or two of them, sorry, have the name Wizard of Wines emblazoned into them, and the wine's name is below that as well, and it says Red Dragon Crush.
And
the-
good stuff.
Craig, random question. What was the name of like the wine they can't make anymore?
Champagne d'Uston.
Still hilarious. every time.
Très bien.
Craig, can we move into the house?
Yes, sorry. I'm trying to
I know, it's
juggle
tough.
things. So you guys step into the house. What would you like to do?
I'll lead her this way if possible.
Okay.
I was gonna say, is this door open, like the one back to where her study is?
It doesn't seem to be, no.
Ah, dang it. I was gonna say maybe she had like notes or something on her desk.
I am evil, lol.
She might have correspondence. I don't know.
Classic villain note.
Yeah.
Wait until she comes out, I guess. All right, yeah, we can go to that door.
Okay, so just as you
Following.
guys head over in that direction, just so you know, so there's these three elegant couches that surround an oval table. The table seems to be made of some sort of black glass, and all are set in front of a blazing hearth, above which hangs the portrait of a smirking nobleman. But he seems to be sporting a broken nose and a tangle of hair graying at the temples, and several smaller portraits hang on the north wall, which seem to depict. You recognize Lady Wachter and her daughter, and then there seems to be two young men that you don't recognize as well. And as well as that, there seems to be much older paintings of what you can take to be old family members. Nonetheless, so you're opening the door above you, are you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
quietly.
Quietly. All right. Well, you want to make a sleight of hand check then to see how quietly you can open the door.
Is that you, John, or do you want me?
No,
to
you're the one who's opening it quietly. I was going whole hog
Jesus Christ! Why would you whole hog?
because we're in a house. Stealthing
21.
invisibly.
21. Nicely and quietly, you open the door that reveals a chamber. So the furnishings within this room are bereft of imagination. It seems to just be four simple beds with equally austere wooden chests. laid out at the foot of them.
I cast Minor Illusion to whisper ever so quietly in the person attached to me's ear. Seems like the servants' quarters or something.
I take my rope and I go like this to be like, yes.
Hilarious. We figured it out. Communication without message.
No.
Yeah.
So I think we're about to open
The same door. Yeah, it's gonna be a good.
just
It's gonna be awkward.
so, yeah. So I assume you've both reached these doors and you both like to open them.
Yep.
At the same time.
Just for the sake of hilarity, both doors open at the exact same time. So to one group, looks like the door opposite them just opens by itself. And what would you like to do?
I would personally just wait a little bit to see what the hell's happening.
Okay.
Yeah, like
Yeah, what would I do? Yeah, honestly, I would just keep going forward.
Okay.
I mean, like, I saw them go invisible. I know they're in the house.
but we can't
Opening
assume
doors
it's
in an
them.
old house.
Are you going to say anything?
Nope. I'm
We're just
gonna
gonna
push
bump into
forward.
each other. It's gonna be fine.
We're gonna simul hog into that room. It's gonna be.
Okay.
It's
So,
fine. We'll bump into each other.
What would you like to do, Nerlos?
Oh, I said I was just going to stay and see what's going on.
Okay. So yeah, you don't see anything. Jason, you've walked into the room. You've got a door either side of you. One of them you can assume to, by your knowledge of the layout of the house, leads to will be the back door.
Doors.
And then there's another door.
Gonna open the door to our south.
Okay.
You guys are just gonna watch a door open.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
We're just like.
The best part is there's gonna be nothing in the house, and we're just gonna
The
be
best
doing
part
this.
is Neurolos and I don't know the others
No,
are
we're there,
invisible in there.
Okay.
So
So-
now I've seen two doors open.
Yeah, you've seen another door open by itself.
So with the channels
Another
constantly open,
goddamn-
I would be like, Godfrey, two doors just opened and they weren't us.
Well, thankfully from previous conversation, I know Layson can go invisible.
Message
I'm
it?
gonna hope it's that.
You can't message somebody who
Can't-
doesn't
can't
know where he
message
is.
I actually think I can.
Really?
Let me check.
Okay. Neat.
I think message has
As
like
long
a,
as I'm
has
on
like
the
a
same
ring.
the person,
plane
yeah.
as
Like
them.
walk
You-
forward with your
yeah.
arms out.
Yeah, you message like their mind.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Let me check. I will check the wording.
Direct connection.
Nope, never mind. Point the finger towards the creature in range. Can I go like Layson?
No. Just walk into him.
Yeah, but you don't know he's here. I could be like, we could pass each other in the hallway.
I don't know. I'm pretty big.
I would say with Godfrey's hand gesture into the narrow corridor and Layson. Layson, you hear Godfrey's voice in your ear.
I
Nice.
audibly, I try to muffle it after I started saying it, but I'm like, jeez. Yes.
Oh, I'm just really glad that's you. Yeah, we're invisible like 10 feet into this room.
Guys, is that you?
Don't reply to Loki, it'll make it funny.
Shut up! I know he's here.
So John, just for your sake, you open the room. There seems to just be another cloakroom. There seems to be
Too many in this
servants'
house.
coats and aprons,
Cloakrooms.
rather than any sort of fine clothing in that one.
We scouted out. I respond to Godfrey if I can.
Yeah, let's just say you guys pass communication between you by the use of message and minor illusion, and you can hold conversations essentially, inaudible conversation.
I don't know about you guys, but we looked at the west end of the house. Didn't necessarily see much. We didn't go into the study though.
Yeah, I think we're gonna need to either go upstairs or find a way downstairs if it exists.
I agree.
Well, based on what it seems like the layout is, unless Layson missed something, we've seen the most of the first floor.
Well, bear in mind, cellars often have outside doors, like a wine cellar. You go under the building. So it
True.
might be worth patrolling the back and seeing if we find anything there, and if maybe two of us And I'm using my incredible Archmage abilities to message this to everyone simultaneously.
Sure.
Maybe my suggestion is we split up, and two of us can sweep the upstairs, and if somebody wants to go and look out back and check there's no external cellar, that'd be great.
I also,
Spark, I don't think we should be splitting up, man.
I also think we should check her study in case there's any evidence in there at some point.
Isn't she in there?
Well, when she comes out.
Well, I nominate you and I to do that one, because she might be a bit cross.
That's fine. All right.
Well,
all right.
Split the party. DM will be happy.
I'm good.
You
for
guys
going
are
downstairs.
welcome to do whatever you'd like.
Yeah, I guess Nirlos and I can go upstairs.
I said I was going to go downstairs. Outside,
All right.
downstairs.
Let's go downstairs then.
All right. Me and Godfrey will go upstairs then.
I pull the rope from, because this is going to be hilarious. I pull the rope from Lokai and say, I'm holding a rope.
I assume Godfrey then tells me that he's holding a rope.
Oh no, I don't.
Okay, wait, are you saying this out loud, Listen?
Wait, so you can... Oh wait, you don't know message, do you? Is it only me who knows message?
Yes.
Oh.
I can cast minor illusion to whisper in people's ears, but that's about it.
All right. Layson, I think Nerolos wants to hold hands with you.
Wait, what? All the way around? Sure.
All the way around.
Yeah, I'll start grasping to try and find some sort of.
Oh,
Craig
God.
is having way too much fun right now.
So,
I'm gonna message Loco and be like, you know how you normally complain that I only turn myself invisible? This is why.
firmly grasping.
I see your point.
So Nerlos and Layson, the two of you essentially reaching out with your hands to try and find each other's hands or the rope or whatever.
We're going to embrace, I assume.
Okay. Yeah, I would say you both kind of reach out with your hands and feel around, and you kind of brush arms, and you prod each other in the chest.
In the what?
I didn't say chest. Until you guys kind of place your hands on each other's shoulder, you kind of recognize the outline. You're like, yeah, we've got each
I
other.
really hope Strahd turns up right now.
Your invisibility ends, and he's just
We're all just like fondling each other, like.
I'm waiting for
Fondling
Leros
each other in this
on
woman's
the
kitchen.
Discord server.
Oh, God.
Oh
right.
boy.
I will give the end of the rope or whatever fabric that we were using to hold each other together and give it to him, and then lead him out the door. I expect to be out the door.
Okay, so yeah, you guys head out the back door, and I mean, you do know there is a cellar entrance on the eastern side of the house. You especially saw it, Lisa, when you were keeping a watch, before you remembered that you do have invisibility. So you push the cellar door, and yeah, it's just kind of a thick metal pair of trapdoors, but the metal handles are tied with a thick chain, and there's a heavy padlock hanging from it.
Know any good ways to get out of get into a big padlock?
I know. So we're whispering, but we're outside, so it's fine.
I'm just talking at this point.
Thieves' tools. However, I did not have any on me when I was teleported here via the mist.
Yikes.
I'll look through my bag. I don't think there's anything that I can use. Shit.
Smashy.
What pack do you have?
Explorer's pack.
Ah, need a burglar's pack.
And I have an entertainer's pack.
You could use a costume to pick the lock.
Yes.
I'm just kidding.
If he dons a...
If he dresses up like a key.
Oh. I was going to go like comic burglar, black and white stripes.
How small are light crossbow bolts?
I mean, they're small, but they would be too big for a keyhole. It's kind of just a slender piece of metal that would go in. A crossbow bolt kind of like is tapered. It wouldn't work, unfortunately.
Don't you have like a sword that has a pommel that you can smash shit with?
I mean, I'm not very strong.
It's okay. You're stronger than I am.
No, he's actually not.
No, he's actually probably weaker than you.
Shit.
I'm very weak.
That's
All
the
right.
fighter as well, eh?
I have an idea. It's gonna be loud though.
I don't like
Can me and
loud.
Godfrey go upstairs in the meantime?
Yeah, Loki and I are
they-
just having our own merry adventure upstairs.
Okay. What? Or
Sure.
do you have an immediate idea you'd like to do,
I'm just
Layson?
trying
Or
to figure
you guys,
it out.
you guys
Yeah.
want to take a moment to mull over the padlock
Yeah.
and see how you like to approach this situation? Okay, so we'll jump to Godfrey and.
I'm gonna message Lokai and say, "Hey, what do you think about the kid? Do you think she might be useful to us, or?" You were muted. You never get the hang of how message
I'm
works.
not muted.
Well, you need to psychopathically whisper louder.
Sorry. No, I said I don't know if she's useful. She's been a cat lately, so her mind might be all jumbled.
Yeah, but she might also know about what our parents been up to.
She's
Maybe
sleeping.
look, it seems like neither of the adults here are great. Maybe we need to look to the kids for the answers.
Let's put it this way. How about if we don't find anything, then we'll go find her. How's that?
All right. That's
that fair?
that makes sense. If we find something easy, I don't really want to involve the kids either, right? Like she's a child. We don't want to endanger her.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
So,
think if we find nothing else, we gotta talk to her and see if her mom's been up to anything nefarious. But let's have a look around here.
So there's like doors right beside God.
Yeah, so there's let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 doors that lead off from this chamber that you have not yet seen what's on the other side. There's a 6th door that leads into Stella's room, the young woman.
Mhm.
I believe she was a cat.
Can we open the doors like right beside us on the left?
To the left, you can try and open them, but as you do, they are locked.
Ooh. I look to Godfrey. I go, "You got anything for this?"
I mean, depends how well they're locked. And also, remember, a lot of things that go through locks make a bit of noise.
Mm.
Speaking of which, I mean, you could try smashing it. It's not going to make that much noise.
Are you kidding me? Me smashing this with an axe is gonna make quite a bit of noise.
Yeah, my alternative is like, do you remember that, like, thunder spell that I can do?
Oh,
that kind of,
man.
yeah. It's pretty loud, right?
Mm. Wait,
I mean,
Craig,
wait.
Yes.
Oh,
can I look out the window for a second?
Sure.
Is it a flat roof? Like, can I walk on it?
Yes, it's
Like
sloped
flat enough
slightly.
where I'd be able to walk on
Yeah,
it?
you could walk on it if you wanted to try.
I mean,
I look. I was gonna say I look at Godfrey, but he doesn't see me.
that's an option, but... Actually, I think I can see a faint aura around targets of my own invisibility. I'm not sure, but I'd be like, that's an option. Or, depending on how this door is locked, I could send Steve through to see if he can unlock it from the inside.
Do it up.
Steve's done a good job for us before, right?
Absolutely.
All right. Craig, I would like to cast Unseen Servant and send him through the keyhole.
Okay, give me 1 moment. Let me just check something.
Steve's gonna be MVP once again.
Yeah, it's just Curse of Steve. He's the only thing we need.
I was checking if Unseen Servant is a concentration.
It's concentration. That's what I was gonna do.
It's not. I could tell you that.
It's not.
Believe me,
actually
I
kinda
know it's
wondered
not
that
right
too.
now.
Okay, so yeah, you summon Steve, unseen, so it doesn't have a description. So what would you like to do with him? Just want to like stuff him through the? Wait,
I'm not gonna stuff him. I'm gonna let him go of his
Roll
own
up like a
accord.
newspaper.
I'm not a monster. I'm gonna let him go of his own accord. I'm gonna say, "Hey, Steve, Lokai and I need you to go in there and see if you can unlock the door from the inside. And if not, have a look around and maybe try to find a way of opening the door."
Okay, give me a moment here. I want to check something.
Is it something to do with Unseen Servant? I've got the card right here.
No, it's not that.
Okay.
This is
With
Steve. It's Steve. I
Strahd,
have
he's
Steve
on the
here.
other door.
Okay.
He's actually turned into a door this time.
I love Steve.
I think
Okay.
he's checking out whether or not the door can be unlocked.
No, you pass Steve through, and a moment of silence, and you see the handles turn before they catch, and they seem to be locked from the other side.
I love the idea of Steve trying to unlock the door like...
And a few moments pass of silence until you hear, well, it seems to be the loud hissing of a cat and the sound of glassware smashing and things being knocked over. And some more time passes. A little bit more time passes. Until eventually the doors are opened.
Steve!
And you
Wow.
see there's a small key floating in the air from where Steve was. However, I'll show you the chamber that it reveals.
Ah, Steve, what a lad. Oh my god, there's a million cats in here.
So yeah, this room is crawling with cats. They
Don't
leap
let 'em out,
between
don't let 'em
the furniture and meow plaintive.
Craig, this is total spoilers, but was the key on one of the cat's collars?
Yes, it was.
Steve, you lad.
So the room is crawling with cats and they leap between the furniture and meow plaintively towards you. Bookshelves hug the walls, but most of the shelves are bare. Other furnishings include a desk, a chair, a table, and a wine cabinet. The room has an irregular shape, and none of its angles seem quite right, as though the shifting of the house has set the whole place on edge.
So I walk in and
Yeah, I'll follow her in.
close the door as quickly as possible to not let out any cats.
Yeah. Oh my god, Steve, you must have chased these things around for ages.
I mean, they're invisible. He's invisible. They wouldn't have seen him.
Well, that's true. He is his definition is unseen, so I think you're right.
What
But
the hell's with all these cats, though?
Craig, are these cats normal or are they skeletal?
Yeah, these are not skeletal cats. These are normal
Do
cats.
they realize that we're here?
Yeah, they kind of meow at you.
They smell us. Yeah. Huh.
But they don't seem to react too negatively to your presence.
Weird.
Okay, can I look over? Is there any bookcases or desks?
Yeah, so there's bookcases on the wall to what would be your south at the moment, Lokai, and there's another bookshelf to your south as well there, Godfrey, as well as a desk and...
Can I give a quick skim of the books, see if any catch my eye?
Yeah, sure, make an investigation check.
I'll look in the desk.
Kind of looking for anything relating to the arcane, demons, Strahd. Oh, it's actually pretty good. My rolls are good today. I don't think I've rolled below... Oh, actually, no, I fucked up the start, but... that is a 23 investigation.
23. Okay.
I have +7 in that. I'm an investigative boy.
Give me a second. So as you are pouring through it, you see seems to be a large number of books. Some of them seem to be books of military strategy, of exotic recipes, of poetry, theology, things like that. There's none that really grab you as being heretical in nature or anything that's like Demon Worship 101 or anything like that. However, as you are pouring through the bookcase, you realize that across the floor there is a scuff mark that looks like the bookcase might pull out.
Ooh.
But look, you were searching the desk,
Yeah.
were you not? Give me a moment. I don't think the...
Craig, as a total, while you're just sorting that, could I take one of those books on theology?
Sure.
If there's any about just titled about the pantheon or the gods of Barovia, I would like to take one.
There's one that you pour through that seems to make mention of two figures, the Morning Lord and the Mother Knight.
I'll just take it and put it away for now.
Okay. Godfrey, sorry, not Godfrey, Lokai, looking through the desk with a chair behind it, you look through it, there seems to be pieces of plain parchment and inks and quills, but nothing, no letters or anything incriminating, nothing like that.
Do the cats seem to be carrying anything else besides the key? Like, do any of the cats have anything else on their collars?
Nothing that you notice, no. They seem to just meow around.
Yeah, we're around.
Meow around, yeah.
Meow.
All
I'll
right,
be
so
like,
Godfrey,
"Hey,
Lokai.
it looks like this thing moves. You want to come give it a yank?"
I will come give it a yank.
Oof.
Give it a yank.
Can someone
Good.
step in for me?
Please and thank you. Do I need to roll something for that, Craig?
Nope. So you just pull back the bookcase, and it reveals a hidden chamber.
Whoa.
Whoa,
Wow.
imagine that. So behind the hinged panel in the bookcase lies a dusty 10-foot square room with a curtained window and shelves lining 3 walls. On the bottom shelf rests an iron chest. The other shelves are bare.
I guess I look at the iron chest.
Okay. So yeah, it just seems to be a chest that it's got a padlock or a keyhole. Sorry.
I'm assuming it's locked.
Do you want to try and open
I'm scared it's gonna like
as
jump up
she's
and eat me.
considering it. I didn't see her considering it. Shit.
No, I'm
When I
still
see it pick it
pondering.
up, I because I just got nearly destroyed by a trap. I will say, hang on, let me make sure this thing's all right. I'll hard cast detect magic on myself.
Okay. You don't pick up anything from the chest. Nothing magical there. Nothing else from
the contents or anything.
No, nothing magical.
All right. I will. I mean, I'll try the key from Steve in the lock.
It unlocks.
Oh, that was easier than
Well done.
expected. Well, Steve wins again. All right. I guess
Open it up.
I'll flip the
You
lid.
open it
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a few things in here. First thing is, I'm just going to rattle through some of, because there is some treasure in there as well. So there's a silk bag containing 210 gold pieces, and each coin bearing the
Holy shit.
stern visage of Strahd in profile.
Of course.
It looks to be an old wooden pipe. There are 5 scrolls all bundled up and tied together with twine. There's a supple leather, looks to be case, and like a like with the kind of case that people get degrees in, kind of
Okay,
tube,
yeah.
something like that.
a tube, yeah.
Yeah. Seems to be another piece of parchment bound in black leather, and seems to be an old letter that is folded up, and that's everything.
I guess I would. I'll start with the letter. I'll unfurl it.
Okay. So the letter looks to be very old. The parchment is faded. The ink that is adorns it seems to be quite faded, and it seems to be a very old letter to Lavinia Wachter, and the letter thanks Lavinia for hospitality, her loyalty, and friendship over the years. The letter is signed Lord Vasily von Holtz.
I don't like it.
So, do I watch him? Am I reading over his shoulder?
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
I'm like, what do you think that means?
I'm not sure. Seems like our friend von Holtz certainly might know more.
I don't know if we should take the rest. I think we should just take what we need and then leave the rest just to not draw suspicion.
I don't know. It doesn't look like here's been accessed in a long while. Greg, what's on those scrolls? You said there was 5 scrolls.
Yep, so the 5 scrolls look to be notarized deeds for parcels of land across Barovia that looks to have been given to the Wachter family by one Count Strahd von Zarovich nearly 400 years ago.
At least he's nice enough to give people land.
Well,
Done it
that's
before.
pretty...
I mean, I think that's how most wealthy people are going to have the land here, right? Because the vineyard also got their land from Strahd a long time ago.
I
So
suppose it's true.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not there. What?
Well, that's pretty damning. Seems like...
There's nothing in the tube.
Though there's still the tube, and there's the piece of parchment bound in black leather.
Okay.
I will be turbo unfurling all related documentation.
Okay, so you
Yeah.
just want to know what both of these remaining
Yes.
documents are.
Yeah.
So within the leather tube, you find an unbound manuscript titled "The Devil We Know." It's a poetic manifesto written by Lady Fiona Wachter, attesting that worship of devils can bring happiness, success, freedom, wealth, and longevity. The second parchment is bound in black leather and is titled "The Grimoire of the Four Quarters," and it is written by someone known as Devostas, and the Grimoire seems to detail various practices of devil worship, devil summoning, and the practice in general.
And the plot thickens.
Well, that seems like the devil's work is definitely happening here.
I think so. Concerning to see her worship for advocating devils. I don't know if you know much about that, Loki.
Not too much.
People do it in our world as well. But don't be suckered in by it.
I mean, you've spawned devils before, but that's about the
Hey,
extent of my.
whoa, all right there, buddy. I didn't spawn them. We made something and they came through. Don't forget, you helped me source a lot of the equipment for that as well. So we want to talk about spawning devils, all right?
We'll talk about it later.
But don't get suckered in by this. I trust you, obviously, but I've seen better people than I fall to this kind of stuff before.
I think out of all of us here, I don't think you're worried about me freaking worshipping no devil.
No. Layson, however. No, I trust our newly met friends, but it's concerning that could be seen as an out for a lot of the people here. Honestly, I'm mostly just scared to realize that this kind of power exists here, too. I thought Strahd was the only evil we had to contend with.
Yeah, this is bad.
It is bad.
All right. Put those in your bag.
All right.
We'll
I'm going
them
to take
with
the money as well. It could be put to better use than here.
All right. So you're taking everything, essentially.
Layson likes that.
That's a yikes for me.
Okay. So
I once he takes all the stuff, I like close the chest back, put it back as to like how it was,
I relock
was
it
like-
with the key as well.
and I tell him I'm like, you should make Steve put it back on the cat.
That's a good point. What, you don't want to put it back on the cat yourself?
No, I'm good. I'm not a cat person.
Alright. I'm going to look to the side at Steve and be like, sorry, Steve. I'll hold out the key for him to take and be like,
Actually,
put
wait,
it back on the
wait,
cat.
You have to wait. We should leave the room first and then get
Wait,
him to
how are we
lock
going to leave? Yes, we'll do that. Alright. We'll go back to the hallway and I'll tell Steve to go back in and lock the room and attach it back to a cat. I'm so sorry, Steve. I abuse you, but...
oh boy. Okay, so you guys head out of the room. You shut the door behind you. Steve, well, a few moments pass, and you hear once again the hissing of a cat, of glassware being knocked over and smashing. Until, I don't know, Invisible Steve can send you an affirmative or a confirmation message, but you get the impression that he might have succeeded. But you detect a hint of I don't
He's
know.
accomplished his task.
A hint of resentment.
He's done it.
All right.
And he is
I'll say thank you, Steve. I will. I'll dismiss Steve early as thanks for his service.
So before we cut to what you guys are doing next, so I'm aware you guys were kind of waiting for a little bit there. So you guys are outside. Have you come to a conclusion regarding the padlock and how would you like to approach it?
Kind of.
So after looking through all of our options, I have a key to a set of manacles. Now I assume this my manacle locks are smaller than this. So even if I fail, I would like to try to use a key as a lock picking tool.
Okay.
I'm going to assume you've never picked a lock before.
You stick the key in
I'm
and try to turn it, but I don't think there's even a check you can do for this. The key just simply doesn't turn the lock, and you can't manipulate the tumblers or the bolts within the padlock. Doesn't seem to work.
All right. Well, we had an alternative option.
What would you like to do, Layson?
Stand back.
If they
Going
found a way,
to,
then I swear to God.
I will still tell Layson I don't think this is a good idea.
I don't have any other way to get in there.
Well, we could wait for the others. I don't know if this is a good idea, but I'm not going to physically stop you from doing it.
It's
I
gonna
will
be
advise
another
against
freaking cloak closet, isn't it? I'm gonna be so pissed.
Swear to God.
It's the outhouse.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, because Layson doesn't know what had just happened upstairs. Layson would ask Niralos to stand back, and he would try his best. I'm not a sculptor of any magic at all, but I try to focus the shatter spell on both the lock and the door.
So I believe that just destroys it, right? Do you have to make an attack or anything like that?
It's an attack. A sudden loud ringing noise, painfully intense, erupts from a point of choice. Every creature within a 10-foot sphere centered on the point must make a Constitution save.
Yeah, I would say you could center the points almost within the padlock and essentially blow it apart. And with quite a loud bang, the lock blows apart and pieces of the padlock go flying out and bounce across the lawn off the.
And
And
I
It's like
don't.
the guy. This is just like cookies. Like what the
what the fuck?
And I don't do anything for a good like minute to
Okay.
see if anyone
Sure.
comes and
So you-
checks on the
Because
noise.
some noise spells have the range of the noise, and this one apparently doesn't.
It's only ones that have like extreme noise. So like Thunderwave has like a thunderclap that goes
Boom,
off. With
yeah.
it.
So you wait a minute, Layson, but nothing seems to. Nobody comes to investigate. Nothing like that.
Great. I open the door.
Okay.
If I can
Sure,
reach
you'll
open.
descend.
You removing the chain. You open the door, and it seems to reveal a stone staircase that heads down into a shadowy cellar.
Fucking
You
knew
can't
it.
see it, but I shrug and then I go down.
I'm following him with the rope because I can't see shit. I don't have dark vision. I'm a human.
Lovely.
So let me
this.
just.
I don't like this sudden music change. Nope.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that.
Nope. Nope.
Meldon the
Oh.
Magnificent. What's that?
We might have to.
Oh my
we
God,
might have
could
to
you
end the
imagine?
line.
Sorry, let me just give me a
For what
moment,
it's
you
worth,
guys.
If we do end the line of walkthroughs, I guess we don't have to end the line.
Did we give ourselves like a safe word?
No, of course we didn't. Who do you
But
think we
for
are?
what it's
People
worth,
that
if we-
plan things.
If we do have to kill
Safe
Fiona,
word is the best choice.
it's commissioned by the Baron, so we'll be fine.
That's true.
So that single crime will be
I
fine.
don't think that's yeah.
He gave us.
Sorry, guys, just bear with me 1 second whilst I chop out the parts
Shut
of
up,
this.
you terrible DM. Fix it quicker.
Wow.
All right, well that's it. It's actually a beholder in the basement. Yeah.
Ah, shit.
Hey, whoa, Lacey
I
and
haven't fought a beholder in way too long. I'd be up for it. Let's
What
go.
was that? First edition? Love that shit.
First edition.
Firth,
Both tradition.
okay, give me a moment.
Lyson's been hurt
Little
with whiskey,
tongue
sorry.
tie.
You head down the steps, and this large cellar has a dirt floor. You can see two ascending flights of stone steps, enclosed by wooden railings, stand across from one another. Tracks in the earth lead from one staircase to the other. Another trail goes from both staircases to the center of the bare west wall. 4 neatly made cots are set in a row against the south wall.
I would like to investigate the cots.
Yeah, I was gonna do the same. See how. When's the last time they've been used?
Okay, so make an investigation check.
A cot is like a bed with walls, right?
No,
No, it's just
cot
like
is
a it's just like a little bed.
Yeah, it's like a piece of fabric stretched across.
it's like
Oh,
a
okay.
stretcher, but
It's not like
with
a kid's
legs.
cot, right?
No.
Alright,
It's like an
okay.
army, like
Mm.
basic
Oh, like a
bed.
bunk kind of thing. Okay, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
I rolled an 18.
18. Looking at the beds, they look to be maybe potentially used recently. You can see almost what looks like the imprints of people who might have slept down here, but they all are mostly unmade.
Hmm.
And also, what I would say actually as well, with your investigation check and kind of this tracks lead up to the bare west wall, you can see there looks to be another chamber beyond that wall. If you press on the
This
door,
one over here.
yes.
Yeah.
I,
You're not supposed to have any type of floor that leaves marks if you're gonna have a secret room.
it's true.
That's evil 101.
Justin, the FBI are on their way.
That's why he has carpet.
Well, boys, we got him.
Anyway, I will push on the false wall.
Okay. Give me a moment.
Oh.
Little did you know, it wasn't actually, he wasn't joking. There is a beholder behind that wall.
So I'll just reveal this chamber. I'm just going to
Oh,
reveal.
we
it
have
for the-
no idea.
Good.
Oh. No, that's what I'm saying. Don't fight anything.
Sorry,
We're
bear with
invisible.
We are at the moment.
Yeah,
So-
that's a room full of mages. It might not matter.
me. So, you open the doorway and you can see there's flickering candles in iron holders that fill this room with light and shadows. The room has a 10-foot high ceiling and a large black pentagram inscribed on the stone floor. At each point of the pentagram rests a wooden chair, and seated in 4 of the 5 chairs are men and women
Oh, she's
in
the
black
fifth.
robes, and carved metal masks cover their features, and they rise as the door opens. And before you guys do anything, a 5th figure appears within the vacant chair. A small red imp that suddenly hovers in the air and screeches out, "Intruders! They're there! They're there!"
They have blindsight. Shit.
And that's where we'll end it for tonight.
Oh, you
before we,
Oh my god.
before
This
we
gets
see-
a jinkies for me out of 10.
We have no idea.
No.
You think we're gonna stay here?
Oh,
I think you might not have a choice.
boy.
Oh, we're
I'm gonna yeet myself out of here.
So yeah, that was Wachter House. It's kind of a creepy little place.
Wakta.
Yeah, I'm still apologize if I'm pronouncing that wrong for any.
It's-
So I think I because obviously I've been to Eastern Europe quite a lot. I really enjoyed everybody's reactions to Milivoy, the name, where you were saying Milivoj.
I was impressed. Yeah, I'm sorry about that, but we got the idea. Anyway, hope everyone enjoyed tonight's session. I thought it was pretty good. And
That
just
was
a final
great.
reminder, we will not be live next week. There will be an episode.
Oh, we have to wait 2 weeks to watch
Yes, we have to
Layson
wait 2
die.
weeks to see Layson and Nurlos be killed in a cellar by a bunch of devil worshipping cultists.
If I die, I might
I don't know if the cultists can see you, the imp can see you, but maybe the cultists can't see you
Who
yet.
knows? Who knows? But let's just say you guys might want to make backup characters. I'm just
Oh.
kidding. Anyway, that's it from us tonight, guys. So we'll see you in 2 weeks' time, and keep it real. Yeah.
Keep it real.
What are you?
What the fuck?
Career?
I was just like, on behalf of Guildgates and Goblins, I would like to apologize for Craig saying keep it real. That won't be happening again. And next week, Lockin's AFK picture of Legolas is going to be the DM. So
All right.
It's just gonna be nothing but collaborative.
thank you
storytelling.
guys for watching. We appreciate it. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.